Ready to talk about the ego some more? I know, it's one of my favorite subjects, and there are lots of reasons for that. As you know, and as I bring up a lot, years and years of doing one-on-one sessions, still doing them if you want to come see me. But I do see this, and it may be a broad way of using the term ego, but I do feel like there is this piece of us. We like to see it as separate than us, but it is not separate. It's a piece of ourselves that can come in and resist growth. And we've talked a lot about what the ego is, so I won't go too far into that. But it's not going away. It's not going to get to the point where all of a sudden we're like, so you guys, I have no ego now. I'm past that part of my journey. It's not like that. So what I love to do with it, since it's not going away, is I love to give it more appropriate jobs. So that's what today's video is about. What are some appropriate jobs we can give our egos that it will be really good at? And my favorite one to give it is self-care. The ego loves to stay safe. And so it has a vested interest in us being here and being alive. In fact, sometimes if you really do meet someone who has little to no ego, they don't take very good care of themselves because that piece of them is missing. So let's say, I'm going to give you an example of this. Let's say I am about to, I'm going to give you a real example, okay, from my real live life. So I'm about to do a completely new style of retreat. I've done retreats for years. I've done, 40, 50, 60 retreats or something in the last 10 years. And this is a new style. So it's a mastermind style of retreat. So, right, it's going to be a bunch of women entrepreneurs hanging out in sweats, drinking coffee, eating amazing food, and brainstorming for their businesses. Yes, there are going to be exercises, and yes, I'm going to facilitate some things. I have a guest speaker coming to talk about marketing and branding. But overall, it's going to be a very casual, very group-based, social-based retreat. And something in me, my ego comes in and says, this is stupid. This is not going to work. Nobody's going to want to be there. It's not formal enough, right? It's not scheduled enough. So my ego comes in and says that. I get all these doubts, all these fears. So that happened the other night. And I was like, oh, hi, ego, what's up? Do you know what I would love for you to do? Is I would love for you to put your energy towards me taking really good care of myself leading up to this retreat so that I can show up in the healthiest version of myself. Something in me, that piece of me relaxes because it has a job now. And now the rest of me is free to pursue the creative, and it is a risk. It is a risk because this is a totally new thing for me. A new style for me, and who knows how it's going to go, right? I mean, so far so good. People are signing up and I'm really excited about it. But that piece of me that brings in the doubt and the resistance, I don't try to get rid of it completely. I just redirect it and give it a different job. So you don't even have to call it your ego. You could call it your self-doubt. You could call it your, rude voice in your head. You could call it whatever you want. But I have found it to be much, much easier to redirect it than to get rid of it. Okay, so what would be some other appropriate uses of this? Anything that's very practical, like numbers. Hey, you know what? That piece of myself that is having so much doubt, why don't you go balance the checkbook? How about you go clean the bedroom? Anything that gives it a task And it's going to be in the realm, because usually the things that are more creative, that are more passion-based, there's a lot more room for our self-doubt and our resistance to creep into those, because there's some room there. Whereas if it's a specific task like balance the checkbook, then that's just what there is to do is what there is to do. So this is just a little way, a little workaround that I have to redirect that part of myself. I spent many, many years just trying to shut it up. To no avail, really, because even if it was quiet in the moment, 5 minutes later, it's back. Hey, Dawni, that's stupid. That's not going to work. Why are you even trying that? Why are you doing that? I'm telling you, this works brilliantly. All right, that piece of me, here's your chore now. Here's your task now. Here's how you can help me. Here's how you can be involved. So it's basically the percentage of us that is on board. So you know what? 90% of me is totally on board for this mastermind style retreat. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. I've got all these amazing fun ideas for it. It's that 10% that's doubting and resisting that the 90% gets to speak to and give it another purpose. This is repurposing. This is like recycling it, right? Give it something else. It may sound weird. Try it. I don't know if it will work for everybody. It has worked for some of my clients and it's really worked for me, but I'm curious to see how it works for you. And what are some of your ideas on what you could repurpose it for? Like I said, I've just found that anything to do with like, hey, ego, why don't you make sure I go to the gym today? That's your job today. You make sure I get my ass to the gym. But right now, I'm going to do this. I have found that things to do with self-care work really well for that. For me. This is the thing, you guys. This is what's so interesting to me about doing these videos. I know what works for me, but I don't know everything that's going to work for you. That's why your feedback is so vital here. As I'm a curious person. It's one of my main personality traits is curiosity. I want to know. Because the things I find that work for the vast majority of people, I can make such a bigger difference there. Because now I know it's like, ooh, this has worked for everyone who's tried it. I can really spread the word about this one. So, who's willing to be the guinea pig here? Try it, give me feedback. I want to hear all about it. May your coffee be strong and your life be blessed. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like and subscribe. It really helps out my channel. And if you would be interested in working with me further, you can check out DawniAngel.com. I would love to come speak to your group, come to your business to do a training, be on your podcast, my personal favorite, or even work with you one-on-one.